Hello, and welcome to the premiere episode of Winter is Here, a Rule the World podcast miniseries. In this podcast, we are going to review and analyze everything up to and including Season 8 of Game of Thrones. I am your host and producer, Mason Whittam, and with me are my co-host and good friends, Ben Grodness and Connor Sorge.
What's up, man?
What's good?
What's going on, guys?
How we doing?
On
Guys-
a scale of 1 to 1,000, how excited are we?
For season 8? Or just this podcast?
Both.
20.
Okay.
20 out of 1,000?
That
Out of
sucks.
1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, a million.
A million.
Okay.
I was
I'm
going to say
gonna-
I
2,000, but
thought
that's
we were
cool.
going with the simple 1 to 10 scale.
I'll be honest with you,
That works
I
too.
could be more hyped. I'm gonna say 1,806. Oh wait, no, we're going to 1,000. My bad.
On a scale of 1 to
860.
1,000.
860 is what I'm gonna go with.
In other words, I'm pretty pumped.
We're all pretty pumped.
Yeah. Guys, just to let you know, this podcast is meant for people looking for an in-depth details on each episode of Game of Thrones, those that have already happened and those that are coming up. This podcast will involve spoilers, and if you're not up to date on the show, then just stop listening.
Fall back.
Yeah.
Fall back right now.
But hey, now that you guys have left, let's get into the topics. First one. We're just going to go over an overview of our Game of Thrones knowledge. And my name's first, so I'm going to start.
Yep. Fair enough. You
I
typed it.
have seen the show quite a few times. It's honestly getting embarrassing as how many times I've watched it.
How many times?
I'm on my 9th rewatch, 10th watch. It's many people would say, "What are you doing with your life?"
So you've seen it 9 full times.
Yes.
Yes.
Currently
This
on
is
my
your
10th.
Currently your 10th. Right.
AKA an absolute Game of Thrones nerd.
Yeah, you could say that. But there's always still more to learn, and that's kind of how I go into it. There's always stuff that you see and you're like, oh, okay, that kind of had a little meaning to it. I don't know if it was a big meaning, but it was a little detail that I missed.
That's right.
But I'm mainly show. I've seen the show a ton, so I know the show really well. I've read the first half of the first book, so not even gonna act like an expert in that. So, Whittam, what about you?
So Grodness is the only person I know that's seen it more than me. And so I've seen it 6 full times. No. I forgot. I think I've seen it
No,
7.
it's 7 full
I've seen
times.
it 7 full times. I'm technically on my 8th full time watching it, but I left off last Christmas. That was the last time I watched it because I got the books, all of the books for Christmas, and I've been reading those since then. I have not actually watched the show, but I will finish it. I will watch this, like the rest of season 6 and then season 7 quick before season 8 comes out. I was
Got a
hoping to
few
finish.
weeks.
So right now I'm halfway through, a little past halfway through the second book. So I guess I got some insight on a couple comparisons early on. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So what about you, Connor?
I feel like a little noob compared to you guys. I mean, I've seen the Game of Thrones. I've watched it, I should say, once entirely. I'm currently on season 4, going back through it
Nice.
before season 8 comes out.
Didn't realize you were doing a rewatch. That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm doing the rewatch right now. I'm also listening to a few podcasts, Oysters, Clams, and Cockles.
It's a good one.
Good one. Very good.
So
We might be
my knowledge
we
is
could
a
see
little
for better, but
right.
I will say we have a lot more experience right off the
yeah,
bat.
we have more knowledge than them.
Way more
They might
experience.
just be better
Not
at
trying to start a pod brawl here.
yeah. They might be better at actually talking than we
Yeah.
are.
Probably.
They got the
but-
pod experience. We have the viewing.
We have the
experience.
knowledge.
That's right.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm a little newbie, but just here for a good time.
Sweet.
That's right. I love the variety that we got.
Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff.
But yeah, you know what? Let's just go straight into it. I would assume we're gonna have recurring topics when the season actually comes out, and like just general things that what we saw from the episodes, or what we think's gonna happen next. But for this one, this is kind of just an overview. Get hyped for season 8 type of deal. So the topics are kind of just singular to this. So first one, let's just kind of explain why we created this podcast. Obviously, we're huge fans. You guys just heard that. We are, I just got called a nerd. But
A good kind of nerd. If you're gonna be a nerd,
Good nerd.
this is the way to go.
Yeah, and we were talking about we listened to podcasts involving Game of Thrones on a regular basis. At least for me, I do.
A little
But
inspiration
we
there.
we kind of wanted to do our own thing with that. See what we can bring to the table for what type of topics, and hopefully help our listeners understand the the ins and outs of the show, what they might have missed in season 8. Because there's things that happen in an episode that you're like, I didn't even notice that happened last time. For example, I showed these guys because I listened to a different podcast that showed me this. But like when Jon is walking up the steps to Dragonstone to go meet Dany for the first time, and Drogon flies right over him,
Oh yes.
and right before that happens, he says, "I'm not a Stark," and he's saying, "I'm not a Stark because I'm a bastard," but the real meaning was he's a Targaryen, and we all know that he doesn't. And Drogon flies right over him. It's a Targaryen dragon. It's like little things like that you don't notice, and hopefully we can notice those things for
Just
you
the
and
detail.
kind of.
Just
yeah.
the detail of the show is just insane.
So that's our goal for this podcast. Just kind of give the people we're gonna still call them the people.
The people. Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna give the people just kind of little things like that they may have missed. Just hopefully enjoy their viewing experience of the greatest show of all time, and
The greatest
end
thing
of it.
that's ever been filmed.
Yes, the end of the show. First of all, did you guys hear about they're making a documentary about the creation of season 8, and it's going to air a week after the show? So we have a little bit.
Oh, baby. No, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
It's gonna be like Talking Dead, except Talking Dead is gonna go out of business once
I
this
hope
comes
so,
out.
dude. Walking Dead sucked.
Jeez.
All right.
God.
Well, yeah. That was. Do you guys have anything to add? Why you wanted to create the podcast? I mean, I feel like I summed it up well. But anything else?
I mean, just a great show like this deserves a podcast. So
Absolutely.
who better to do it, right?
You bet. Other than the makers of Rule the World. And yeah, let's go.
All right. Yeah.
Let's do
So
it.
first top, or I guess second topic of the day. What are we looking forward to most in the final season? Just each of us. As much as I hate to say it, I'm looking. I guess I'm going first.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to the Battle of Winterfell. You keep seeing all these articles saying, this is the longest battle of all TV and film ever. It took 55 nights because during the night. The battle takes place during the night. It took 55 straight nights in a row to film this battle. And there's been quotes by like Maisie Williams, the actress who plays Arya Stark, saying like she was like mentally broken down. Like she would just have like crying attacks after each night, like just because she was so emotionally drained. And I can't even imagine what this is gonna do to. If it did that to the actors, what's it gonna do to like the viewers that are so invested in the show? And
Yeah. No kidding.
I mean, there's gonna be people that are just depressed if like their favorite character dies.
Oh, absolutely. I know I will be.
I mean, the amount of people that are gonna like, you know what, you just gotta face it. There's gonna be a lot of main character deaths in this season.
For sure.
Back in when George R. R. Martin first wrote the series, I don't know, you guys heard this on Oysters, Kinds of Cockles, I think, but like in 1993, he said 5 main characters are gonna live at the end.
Only 5.
I don't know
Huh.
if I believe that, because there's so many people that you could call main characters, so many people you
Yeah.
could call secondary characters. But like the fact that he's willing to, and he's obviously showed us he's willing to kill off so many people, like Ned Stark, who you think is the main character, he's going to be the main character the whole time, dead 9 episodes in.
Didn't even make it the first season.
No, didn't even make it through the first season. Just stupid. But that's why I'm excited, because there's so much that can go wrong in that battle. But there's also so much that it's gonna do to just completely change the landscape of TV and film, just in general.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah.
I'm excited to see, like, when I'm like 70, if that still like is holding the record for biggest battle ever on screen.
it's going to be tough to beat, that's for sure.
Yes. What about you guys? What do you look forward to most?
I'm pretty much looking forward to figuring out what is going to happen just with the Night King in general. I mean, I'm just so fascinated by his character. I don't know. I just love how like mysterious he is,
Mhm.
and like there's all these theories about where his power. I mean, not really theories. I guess a lot of stuff from the books and everything, like where his power is from and how it all started and everything. And is he a Stark and is Bran connected?
We'll get
Just
into that.
everything with the
We'll get
Night
into that.
King. Yeah. So there is stuff that you can look into to like figure out his background, I guess. But however this is gonna play out, I just don't know. I mean, I don't see any way that he can lose. That's where I'm at right now. If we're gonna make a prediction, like I just see the Night King just dominating everybody. Because I mean, unless there's like some secret way that comes up that is completely different than what's happened so far in the show that we don't know about to take him out, then I don't know. I just think, and I don't think he cares about the Iron Throne. I mean, he does not want to sit on that thing. He doesn't care.
I have a question for you. What do you think his motivation is?
See, I don't know.
That's what's really up in the air.
That's the question right there.
The weird thing is usually in any storyline, like literally as basic as that, the character, if they're evil or good, they have a motivation.
Oh yeah,
And what's so weird is he doesn't have one in such a complex show
that we know of.
Yeah, then
Right.
they haven't revealed it.
So I guess that's what I'm looking forward to, like just his motivation, I guess.
And is it?
What's he do? What's he trying to accomplish here? What's going on?
Yeah, is he trying to get?
Trying to rule the world.
Oh, okay.
I like that. Hey, let's get him
I
on
mean,
the.
isn't
Let's get him on the pod.
isn't that what the whole like everybody just trying to be the king, trying to
Yeah.
have their seat on the Iron Throne?
I mean, everybody
Throne,
wants to.
right? So
That's right. Everybody wants to, I suppose.
I guess he wants his piece of the pie. Maybe that's my
Yeah.
prediction.
I suppose, but I don't think he. I mean, he could care less if he sits on the stupid chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's not Joffrey. Yeah, I guess. So.
It's just, I'm
He's
very.
Not, he's not human. Like
So-
he doesn't care about.
So is your kind of main thing you are looking forward to most is seeing what that kind of that motivation may be?
yeah.
Is that
Just
kind of what you're
how
going
is
for?
that going to play out? Yeah.
Okay.
What's he doing, basically? Like
Okay.
he's literally just he can't be beat so far. I mean, he's unbeatable.
True.
Way too many people guarding him. Not people, but whites guarding
Whites,
him.
yeah.
Like you just can't get to him. And he's just working his way south. That's it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to how
What's
is this
gonna happen?
how is this going to end?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just have no idea, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Just what's going on.
All right. Okay. What about
Yeah,
you, Sorg?
no, I mean, I think so. Even before that even happens, is like how the South of the Wall is even going to come together. Like, how is each house going to even like,
Like, how are they going to unite? to
yeah,
beat
like
that?
how are the Lannisters and Starks and every house going to come together and become one army to fight? Knowing winter is coming.
Mhm.
Because that's kind of been the big issue.
Well, winter
Yeah.
isn't coming. Winter is here.
Well, it is here. Right.
Considering-
You're right.
Yeah.
Considering the trailers that we've seen, it does not seem that the Lannisters, or at least Cersei, is going to be involved at all in that main battle. She's just doing her own thing down there, and the Golden Company is coming to her aid. But other than that, you're not really going to see her help.
Yeah, I mean, but it's
Jaime
gonna,
will help for sure.
Right. I mean, there's gonna be, and Tyrion.
Yeah.
Like, they all know. So just seeing how each house comes together to fight.
Seeing
To
if there's
fight.
like any animosity between, see if Daenerys has issues with Sansa or just like
Right.
things like that.
Yeah.
That
Just
could
all the
hurt them.
the characters
How are
that
they
haven't
all-
even met yet.
Yeah,
right.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of plot to take place even before the big battle.
And what's crazy is we have 2 episodes before that. See, episode 3 is literally just the battle. They said that there's
Okay,
nothing else
yep.
in it. So the first 2 episodes, you know how jam packed they have to be? They're each an hour.
Oh man, we're gonna be time traveling like crazy.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that like 7 times just to understand what's happening in it, and then bring it to you guys. It's like, it's gonna be overwhelming with how much information there is.
Yep.
Honestly,
I think with your point, Connor, is like how are the houses going to come together. As far as the houses anymore, that I would say it's literally Starks, and then what's left of the Targaryens,
Right.
Daenerys and Jon, and then Cersei.
The three main houses.
Like I would you say that there's still Lannisters left? I mean, I would just say Cersei. Like
I
she's
got-
on her own. I think she's all on her own.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, I think Stark and Targaryen are kind of the same thing now. I don't know if you saw in the trailer that the sigils are connected now. So each soldier has Stark sigils and Targaryen sigils like intertwined. But
Wow.
it's
That's awesome.
So I think that,
I want that
it's
flag.
honestly right now there's like three sides. There's Night
Yep.
King coming after the
That's how I see
Targaryen
it.
Stark, and then Lannister down in the south. And I would assume you would just think that the way it goes is that they defeat the Night King, episode 3. Like this whole thing ends in episode 3, not episode 6, and then the 4, 5, 6 episode is down on King's Landing battling the Golden Company and Cersei. That's what you would think would happen, because based on the episode, like what happens during episode 3, I would like knowing that the battle is that episode. I think that that's what's going to happen, but I
How do you
don't
know
wanna
that
guess
battle's against the Night King though?
Well, it's the battle for Winterfell. They said that.
How do you know it's against the Night King though?
I
I mean, I'm just saying, from everything in the show leading up to this point, whatever you think and like
That's
are
true.
predicting, I can tell you that's not what's gonna happen.
yeah. What if
Oh,
he
you
just
can't
sends?
anticipate. You can't anticipate.
You know,
any of that.
Yeah. What
like,
if they win that
there's
and
this-
he just sends like his force, but he doesn't send himself, and he just goes straight down to King's Landing? You know, that's
it's crazy. Who knows?
okay.
If you thought of it, then that's too easy, and
Yep.
that's not
Exactly.
That's not what's gonna happen.
You know what? I don't even take that as a.
Like,
as a
that's
diss or anything.
honestly
No,
how
that's just exactly
the entire
what it
show
is.
is gone.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my god,
Pretty exciting stuff, to say the
it's
least.
insane.
and that's what we're looking forward to most, right? Is that,
The most unpredictable thing.
let's
ever.
let's talk theories. So
Here we go.
you kind of mentioned this already. So I think I got 4 theories here. Number 1, is Bran the Night King? And this kind of started by that scene where Bran goes. I don't know how to he time travels, but I don't know. He sees the vision of the guy of the Children of the Forest creating
Yeah.
the first White Walker and sticking the dragon glass spear or like tip
Yep.
into his chest and his eyes turning blue. That's him turning into the first White Walker. That's the Night King, is what we're led to believe.
That guy right there is
Yeah.
the same guy as the Night King that
And so the theory is
won
that
gold in the
Bran,
javelin.
since he can have effect on the past by what we saw in the episode The Door with Hodor and
Yeah.
how he affected Hodor
See, that blew my
while
mind.
warging into him.
That was
So they
mind-blowing.
thought the theory is that he warged into that guy that was getting stabbed and got stuck in his body while he was turning into the Night King. So therefore, Bran is the Night King.
So it's two different like parallel universes going on at once.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Which to me, kind of
Do you
like
buy that?
I don't. I'm not a believer in this theory, just because I don't think that they have enough time to pay it off. It could happen in the books possibly, but I don't think in 6 episodes they have time to beat the Night King and then explain Bran was the Night King, why that's important, and then Cersei's there. Okay, what's going on? You know, like they don't have enough time to involve this. There's so much in the books. I mean, obviously you're not as
That's
far,
true.
but like the Night King breaking down the wall with Viserion, that's not going to happen in the books most likely. There's like this thing called like the Horn of Winter that you like blow it and it blows down the wall or something. It's like
Yeah.
just random
I think
shit.
they mentioned that in the books already. Something about that.
Yeah. So I think that the books are going to go in so much more detail. I think they're going to end in similar ways, but like also have very different ways of getting there. So I think that's what it's from. But what do you guys think? Is Bran the Night King? Do you guys think so?
You think Branson? What do you think, Connor?
I don't
Do you
think
think
so.
he is?
I don't think so.
For a similar reason of me there, or just you just don't believe that he would even warg in?
For my lack of knowledge, I just don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we get it.
I mean, I can tell you right away. Well, I guess I didn't watch the show live until season 7, but I'd seen the first 6 seasons 3 times before that, and through those 3, I was like, I would have never guessed that he has any connection.
Mm-hmm.
I guess connection is a little better word rather than is the Night King.
That's why I have this next point, connected point here. So in this first theory, I also wrote next to it, is Bran the key to everything?
See, I think- yeah.
not meaning that he's the Night King, but meaning the Night King is going after him and him alone.
I think that's more.
I could see that, yeah. Because I wouldn't say that he is the Night King. I don't know about that. I think that's kind of like, it's kind of a stretch and wouldn't be the right move for this show. It would just be, it wouldn't, I don't know. But being the key to everything, or like he definitely has a connection to the Night King, because like he grabbed his arm and he could see him while he was warging and all that. So anyone else who's warging, like, I don't think he would have seen him, but since it's Bran, like,
It's a
and he
three-eyed
saw him
raven,
and
yeah.
grabbed him, like, there's definitely something going on.
I think that
But
might
I wouldn't say that he is the Night King.
that could turn out to be the Night King's motivation.
Right, and
To end
There you
that, because you could think of that as two sides of a coin, and like the good and evil, like the Night King who brings like winter is one side, and Bran is the one that stops that. The three-eyed raven would stop that. So like
He's helping guide him.
Bran
and,
the
like, how to beat
builder
him.
like created the wall to keep out the others, is what they're called in the books, but it's the White Walkers. And then Bran is the one that would stop, the Night King, and the Night King is trying to win, and that's his motivation for the whole reason he's
Yeah,
trying to come
I can
south.
see that.
So it's
It's just so deep, and there's
It-
just
it sounds- it-
so many
see,
theories, and
just just watching the show and seeing their connect, like you said he touched him. That's just a scene like that where they're like so intertwined in a storyline. Or in season 7 when he's just using the crows to see north of the wall and see where Jon is, or where the army of the dead is, and then the Night King like looks up and sees the crows and he like comes out of it, like just like little things like that. You're like,
there's definitely
why are they so connected?
Definitely something going on.
Yeah. So
He's not just your average, like the wildling. I forgot what his name was, but the dude who could
I always forget that guy's
warg into
name
the
too.
hawk.
The guy that wanted
Or the
Ygritte but
falcon.
never got her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Jon
he's like
Stabs.
Bran is on a whole nother level of warging
Yeah.
than that guy was.
Yeah. He can just do one animal, and Bran's doing people and
Yeah.
vision quests.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
mean, there's a couple wildlings that had that power.
Yep.
That warging power. So
It's just it was almost common
green
north of
site.
the wall for people. Yeah. So all right, next one. The Valonqar. Jaime is going to kill Cersei. So the theory is that
dies by the
Cersei,
golden hand, right?
I don't know what?
Dies by the golden hand.
I don't know what that means.
Cersei does. Was
Yeah.
that a saying or something?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, like Maggie, Cersei's conversation when they were little.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
Maggie,
yeah.
Okay, that's where you're getting to.
So yeah, she says. So in the books, I just know that from listening to it, but they say that like she tells this witch Maggie tells her the theory that she will have 3 children. Gold will be their crowns. Gold will be
Yep.
their shrouds, and then she also says she will be betrayed. Or no, she will be killed by the Valonqar, whatever, however you say it, which means brother.
Little brother.
Yeah, sorry, little brother. And
So everybody would think it'd be Tyrion.
but
But really, Cersei's older, right?
but the theory is
Out of
Jaime
her and
will
Jaime.
kill Cersei because technically she's the oldest sibling because she was born just before, even though they're twins.
Right.
So it could be either one. So like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is going to happen, or do you think somebody else is going to kill Cersei?
I hope so.
I think Cersei's death is going to be. At this point, I think that's going to be the biggest death. Like that'll change everything. Out of all the main characters left, obviously one of the biggest ones, but if not the biggest. And however it happens has to be just something like
It's huge.
insane. I mean, we're talking like, I don't know, if I were to make a bold prediction, I've heard this before, and I in a way I could see it, is that Arya uses Jaime's
Yep,
face
I was about to ask that. Yeah,
to kill Cersei.
because technically you
'Cause
could see
she's-
that as being Jaime killing.
I feel like Arya might be a beast on this one,
Arya,
because she's wanted to kill Cersei since day one,
Right.
right?
Right.
after literally episodes 2, The King's Road, where she like is forcing, where like Cersei like kind of waits and then says like, "What about the direwolf?
Right.
That hurt my son," and then she
Yep.
kills Lady. And yeah, it just goes south from there.
Oh
So
my
like
God.
literally since episode 2.
She's the first list on her name, or first name on her list.
There
However you say
Yeah.
it. But yeah, first
Yeah,
name on her list.
Exactly. So I think
Wow.
I think this theory holds water for sure.
You know what else? Where's Jack and Hagar during this? Is he coming back?
I don't know. Last we saw him, he was in
Arya,
the House of Black
Arya
and
and
White.
Jack and Hagar doing something. You know who else I was thinking of was Dario Naharis. What if this guy just?
Just shows up. Yeah,
comes
see,
across
there's
the
so many
sea?
characters that you
I
just
thought
don't.
about him too the other day. I was like, what? I mean, we haven't seen him since season 6.
Yeah.
We didn't see him at all last season. You never know, man. Crazy. I don't know. Yeah.
I just like,
Again, it's like it's just one of
There's
those
so many
things that I
characters.
don't even want to try to predict it. But if I'm gonna, I feel like Arya's gonna be the one to take out Cersei.
I think it has something.
If I gotta make a pick.
I think it has something to do with Jamie, though.
Yep.
I think we can.
all right. So next theory. Couple pregnancy ones. Dany is pregnant / Cersei is pregnant. Let's start with the first one. Do you think Dany is pregnant after the love boat with Jon?
No.
Well, we're out of the gate. No. Even
No.
after all the talk in season 7, episode 7, about how like she's like, no, I can't get pregnant. This witch told me that, and he's like, she's not a very good source of information. And we were like, oh, she might be pregnant. I think she's not.
You think she's not pregnant?
I don't. Okay,
You don't think she can get pregnant because of
I think she
everything.
can. I just don't want her to be for my personal enjoyment. Just I want to see her naked a couple more times and rather her not be pregnant. I don't know. Just sue me there.
That's not gonna happen.
I mean, the
I don't think that's gonna happen.
season's coming up. Season 8's coming up, about to end.
Is there
Show's
even?
forever.
There's not even time for a baby. So what's the point of having a baby?
Exactly, and this comes into Cersei, the next little part of this theory. Cersei being pregnant. There's not enough freaking time.
Oh, she is though. I think I
Wow.
feel like that. Oh, she's pregnant.
Oh wow.
You don't
What
think
about
she
the
is?
Valonqar prophecy of she will have 3 children?
I thought she was.
Well, she's acting like it, but
Oh my god, dude! I did not even consider that. That
Dude.
was bull.
in the trailer, she's drinking wine.
So, who cares?
You could take that as Cersei
She does what
doesn't
she wants,
care
man.
at all.
She doesn't
and
care.
You,
I
you're
mean,
just not. You
I
can't
mean,
do
honestly,
that
I
while you're
didn't.
pregnant.
Honestly, here I did not even consider that she was lying or faking it. I don't know why.
Really?
No, I did not even think.
Oh,
of
I
that.
thought she was lying the whole time.
think-
Really?
I thought
the first time you saw that.
Yeah. That's why I was like,
No
there's
way.
something wrong.
I did not even consider
I
that.
thought it was kind of fishy.
Okay, now that you say that, yeah, I don't know.
But I mean,
I mean-
again, who knows?
I mean, right off the bat, probably shouldn't trust her. Man, this is so tough. This is so hard.
All right,
Why are
all
we
right.
trying to predict this, honestly? Like,
I know it's
why-
crazy.
why are we even
you
trying?
can't.
Um,
But
so
yeah,
what, okay, so what if she was? What if Dany was pregnant then? What's going on? What happens?
well,
Her baby's gonna sit on the throne. Just put a little baby up there.
the idea is that maybe if she's pregnant, she has that baby, and there is a full blood Targaryen, because they're both Targaryen, and she dies, and we have Jon, and then succeeded by a full Targaryen, and Targaryens rule Westeros once again for I guess
Yeah.
since the Robert's Rebellion.
What about this though? What if she is pregnant? Let's just say she has a baby, and the baby is another one of these like creatures with a tail and wings and all that. Because in the show, remember?
Yeah,
I
okay.
can't remember. I'm pretty sure the witch said it to
Yeah.
her. What's Miri Maz Dahur or something like
Yeah,
that.
Miri Mazdor. Yeah, I was
She
surprised
told
you remember
Dany
that.
like, your baby, it was scaly and had wings and
Yeah.
all this. Like it was like a mutant
It was a
human
demon
dragon.
baby.
Mm-hmm.
And in the books, it was too. Like it was, they were like, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah,
What if she's pregnant and one of those pops out? Oh, wow.
and then Ghost will eat it.
And then what?
Then Ghost will eat it.
Yeah. Would it half direwolf, half dragon?
Whoa, dude, that'd be sick.
Jeez. A flying direwolf.
That'd be one
That
hell
breathes
of an
fire.
animal. That would be so
That's what
sick.
takes down the
What do you
White
call
Walker's
that?
dragon.
A Dragowolf. Dragowolf.
Dude, okay, speaking of the dragons, I was while I was like creating these couple of theories, I might as well just throw another one in here.
Sure.
This one is number 1 on this site of like which theory might come true, and it's Melisandre will bring Viserion back to life. So the dragon Viserion has died and was changed to being like living dead by the Night King. Do you think that Melisandre, even though this has never been seen, she has brought Jon back to life.
Right.
But do you think that she leaves in season 7 to go back to where is she going? Ashai? Is that where she went? I can't remember. Volantis, I think that's where she went. But
Yeah, she left. Varys told her
to
to
go
bounce.
back to like the main like HQ of the Red Priests.
Mm-hmm.
You think she comes back with even more knowledge and can somehow do that? These are the things that you got to
honestly,
think about.
I wouldn't
Like,
be surprised.
it's out
you
of the
know?
box.
I would not be surprised. But then again, what would they do? Somehow they would they would have to chain it down and all.
Well, they would
this,
kill
like-
it, right?
Yeah, that's
They-
what I'm thinking.
Oh,
They would have to kill it.
They would kill it
They
again.
would kill it again.
Because it's
it
living
again,
dead.
like
You got to make it
kill,
back
like,
to dead.
The same way you would kill, quote unquote, a white, right?
Yeah.
Like it's dead.
Do you
But
see,
then
like,
what is it still squirming around? I mean, I don't know.
no, you
How
kill
would
it
it
with
not
dragon
kill that?
glass. You kill
How
it
would
with
it
a
not kill her?
kill it with a dragon glass scorpion.
Bring it to life with fire.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
dude, the dragon glass scorpion, you could do that. You know the scorpion from
Yeah. Are you talking about like the
giant
like
like
huge arrow
crossbow
with
thing,
dragon
yeah.
Yeah,
glass?
yeah.
yeah,
Is that how they kill the Night King?
maybe. Thanks OCC for that one too.
Man.
All right.
So with the dragons though. Okay, just making sure you didn't write this down. All right. Is Bran gonna ride a dragon? Yes or no?
no
No.
Bran, no.
Brandon Stark not gonna ride a dragon.
How's he gonna get up there?
Good point.
Climb a wing?
Hey, he's under the
doing some pull-ups.
he's in the roots talking to what's his name, the three-eyed raven under that.
Oh, he
You know, all
does
that?
say, yeah.
He
you're
comes
right.
back to life and he's like, "You will never walk again, but you will fly."
See, but
What does he mean by fly though?
three-eyed raven.
You know,
he's
I think
he's
he,
a raven.
I think he
he's
means
flying.
by the raven flying.
does he mean fly as in like he can go green side and
Yeah,
go back in time?
I
and
think-
all that?
I-
I
'Cause that's
gotta
what
think
in the books they do say, like when he's green siding and when he's falling, the raven's telling him to fly, like
Yeah,
in his head.
I remember that.
and all this.
Mhm.
So by fly he means like accept it and just like have the green sight.
Right.
That's what they mean. So I don't know if they literally mean fly.
Like, yeah, you're gonna hop on top of a dragon and
I
just
mean, but
do some pull-ups
who
and hold on.
knows? Who knows? Will John ride a dragon?
I think so. Yeah.
Jon Snow.
In the trailer, it
I
looked
can
like
see
he was.
I can see him riding a dragon.
It looked
I
like
can
he
see
was
it.
walking up. You know that part of the trailer where they're kind of like weaving in and out of the like valley. Like the two dragons are kind of like flying next to each other, and they're showing them go through this valley and then up into the sky. I think they CGI'd him and Danny off of him. I think they're actually on him in the show. I think he's got. I mean, honestly, they
I
got to
don't
do everything they can to win this battle. And
Oh yeah. You think he'd be better on a dragon than down on the field? I don't think so.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. Like,
I mean,
you got to
I
have
don't
the
know-
upper hand.
I don't know
somehow.
how good. I'm sure it's probably something in his blood where like he'd be a beast flying a dragon already, like without any practice. But I mean, that dude down on the field with Longclaw. I mean, come
How
on.
about
man.
this? How about this? Maybe he's in the battle of Winterfell and he's down on the ground, but then.
They're getting whooped, so then he runs to the back and hops.
Well, no,
on.
I think he's down there the whole time, and then after the battle, they win, and he still needs to learn. Like he's not doing enough, and they're like, and Danny's like, I'll teach you how to do this. And then they go out there, and they hop on. and
They
they're
ride
just
off
like,
into the sunset, and that's the end of the episode.
they're just banking against each other. Yeah, that'd be sweet. All right. Well, next one, last theory that we're gonna talk about today. Azor Ahai. Who will it be? So, I guess I should probably explain what this theory is, because a lot of people probably don't know this. But,
This is heavily based on the books. I will say that.
Yeah.
Just before we get started.
So Azor Ahai is kind of like this character that ran. He was the first hero of Westeros. So when the Long Night came the first time, he was the one that ended it. He was the one that like defeated the Long Night, which is what's coming now. So if you can't figure that out by now, so the prophecy says that he will come again. And so I guess to just dumb it down in the simplest way is to just who will be the main. Are you looking at that picture? Who will be the main hero of season 8? So that's kind of my main thing there. Melisandre thought that it was Stannis. Like it's the
Right.
hero born of
She thought he
a mist
was.
of salt and smoke. He's it's a very difficult theory to
She
articulate.
didn't call it
what's
the
going
Azor
on.
Ahai the whole time, though, did she? She was
She
calling it
said-
somebody else.
She said Stannis is Azor Ahai.
I thought she was saying he is what?
So
Something
this
else.
is okay. This is like
It
an
was the
excerpt,
same
I guess.
idea, but I thought she had a different name.
There will come a day after a long summer when the stars bleed and the cold breath of darkness falls heavy on the world, which is what's happening, guys. In this dread hour, a warrior shall draw from the fire a burning sword, and that sword shall be Lightbringer. The red sword of heroes, and he who clasps it shall be Azor Ahai come again, and the darkness shall flee before him. So the idea is like, the flaming sword. Whoever holds the flaming sword will be the one that triumphs over the Long Night.
Well, it was my guy Thoros of Myr.
Thoros and
Man,
Beric
that was
Dondarrion
sad.
are somehow connected to this because this theory is heavily based on the Red God, R'hllor, or Lore, or what? It's R apostrophe L. Who gets that? But
That's a name.
yeah.
R apostrophe L.
that's the
it.
god. That's the god that. That's the Red God. That Melisandre is like worshiping.
R'hllor.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you spell it?
R apostrophe LLOR.
Oh yeah. I thought you just meant R apostrophe L, and that's it.
No.
Just 2 letters.
No.
No, yeah.
So
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep.
yeah. So like she thought it was Stannis, and she had that whole thing when you first meet Stannis, he's pulling it out of that like
Yep.
statue, the wood statue of the 7 gods.
We're down on the beach in
Yeah.
Dragonstone.
In Dragonstone, yeah.
So that's all the prequel of season 2 or book 2. That's
Oh,
like
really?
a 30-page prequel. Yeah, that whole part,
Well,
and it's nothing like what happens in the show.
so who do you, like? First, we got to think like, what's the red sword gonna be? Because it could be Longclaw somehow.
So it doesn't have to be Valyrian steel, right?
I don't think so. I don't know
I
if
don't
it
think
necessarily has to be a sword either. Like the red sword Lightbringer could be Drogon, because he's a Lightbringer, like because he breathes fire. It's like
Right.
there's so many things that could be that, but like I think the main thing is who's going to be the overall hero of season 8 is kind of like what I'm trying to get to, and I think it's going to be Jon Snow.
Right. I mean, right off the bat, you'd have to guess Jon, right?
Well, you could argue that Dany was, part of that as well. What do you think, Hunter?
Just because you guys thought it was John, I think it might be Dan. I think it is Dany.
Okay. See, like
Just
the
because
whole-
she's the mother of dragons,
yeah.
which is fire.
And Missandei said in season 7 that when Melisandre, those two names are very. The Red Woman
Yeah.
says to Missandei, like she's explaining this theory, literally in the show they're explaining this, and Missandei says that's actually wrong. The translation is wrong because in High Valyrian,
Right.
it's
right.
actually, it's not a
They don't
gender
have- they don't have
specific
genders,
pronoun.
yeah.
Yeah, it just means the prince or princess.
Yep.
Uh,
The prince
was
who was
promised.
promised.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. That's what
I couldn't think of it
Melisandre
either.
kept saying.
Yeah.
The prince who was promised. That's what it was.
Um,
The same thing, but
So that's my question. I think it's John. You think it's John Whittam, and Sorgi, you're going with Dany just because you don't want to go with us. Is that what I'm getting here? Or do you actually see
Yeah, and
what's the whole
from-
point of her
and
storyline?
I guess for some reason I don't see Dany making it.
Right?
I just don't for some reason. I don't know what it is, but
So is that just kind of like just shitting on us as viewers? Like we watch her rise from this like almost slave girl to
Yeah.
being the queen of everything, and
Yeah.
then done.
She's up there with Tyrion Lannister for my favorite characters. Like
Yeah.
Tyrion's number 1 for me, and Dany's always been number 2. Tyrion and Dany are my top 2.
There's two reasons why I
just
think
don't
that
see her.
each
I
one
don't
could
know.
be like
Something's gonna happen.
John is going to be because he's already died once and he has to like triumph over this evil.
Right.
Dany has to be because her storyline doesn't make sense or isn't like really needed until like if she isn't that. So that's why I'm like I don't know. I'm gonna stick with John though. I'm gonna stick with John being Azor Ahai.
I feel like it is Game of Thrones, and they would bring Jon back just so he can die again.
Yeah,
And
and I don't want that
again,
to happen.
it's Game of Thrones.
And he did
like-
say if I fall, don't bring me back. So all right, let's that's our last theory. Next thing, expectations. Just a quick question for you guys. Can the living win the Battle of Winterfell if the Night King can raise the dead? And I don't know if you listened to this previous episode of OCC, because I'm just going to keep quoting it because they actually do a pretty good job of having that. Like, we're taking their hotline calls. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that they can win if the Night King is able to raise the dead?
See, I'm just gonna go back to like I don't see any reason why the Night King is gonna lose all of this. So I'm gonna say no. I don't know how they can. I'll just
Yeah.
say that. I don't think so.
And why do you say
I
that?
don't
Just
think the
because
Night King can be stopped.
there's just too many people?
There's too many of them.
So if the Night King dies,
But how? I
So
mean,
you got
he
to think
just-
about that. He
you gotta
turns
look at
everyone,
what he's
so you just have to kill him.
what's he been doing though? He just hangs back. Like you got to get through hundreds of thousands
yeah,
of
but
other dudes just to get to him. And now he's got a dragon. Like
All right.
He won that little ice lake battle by just sitting back. He didn't even have a dragon at that point. Now he does.
So my question is, we always thought like, what is he doing up north of the wall? Like, why is he taking so much? John is going everywhere trying to get people ready for. So after Hardhome, he. Yeah, that's season 5. So spoiler alert here, he dies. So he comes back and then he.
Already
and then
mentioned that, we're good.
he like recruits all these people to go and fight the Battle of the Bastards, and he ends up winning it. And it takes a lot of time. He goes to Bear Island, he goes to the Last Hearth, he goes to the Carhold, but there's so much time. And after Hardhome is not that far north from the wall, so like you're like, what the hell is the Night King doing at this time?
He's Roman.
See, the idea that
building his
was
army.
proposed in the last episode that I listened to was that the Night King can't raise anyone from the dead south of the wall. So that's why he is taking so much time to get people, and then he's using this. He's finally having a force that he feels comfortable enough with and is large enough to finally break through the wall.
Here's what I think about that. I think the Night King, wherever he goes, that's where winter is. He's bringing winter with him, and he can raise people in the winter.
See, but that would mean that he easily wins this battle. They would have
That's
no
right.
way. So they kill people, and then the battle, because they
What if
kill
it-
people
what
and
if-
they come back to life. That's like the only way.
I want to take this from from what I've heard, but now that he's got a dragon, he's gonna fly around, put his hand out, raise everyone. He's just gonna fly over the whole battlefield, raise everybody up.
See, that's the thing. I
mean,
don't think
why
that.
why can't he? Why not?
I think because he's south of the wall. I think
He
that
brings
this.
the winter though. Everybody gets risen in the winter where he like the winter, not like there's some snowflakes in King's Landing when it ended. No, I mean like the winter. That's where he brings them.
And that's what's crazy.
Brings
We
them
don't.
up.
There's no way for us to know right now. So, how we just have to. You can expect that, and I can expect my own thing. But
Yeah.
that's the only way that
I
we
don't
could
know.
do it.
That's how I've seen it so far. So again,
I-
unless there's some crazy way that they kill him, like he's got this.
There's and it's so depressing to think like there's no way for the good guys to win this.
Oh, I don't see any. I don't see it.
And it's just it's
They
it's
are
tough
completely
to
outnumbered. Like, it is.
yeah, but
It's sad.
I really hope for the sake of the show that I'm right.
Yep.
But if you're right, then I mean the season definitely ends on a bitter note there.
Okay, I was just about to ask you, but this is the last point, I guess. Who sits on the Iron Throne when the dust settles?
Yeah, I wrote that.
So let's say
that sounded really weird when you said it.
Let's say I'd say let's go through this twice. First, who do you want to sit on it? If it were up to you, who would be the best fit to sit on the Iron Throne? Who would you want to win it all?
Who do I think is the best fit? Who's like
if you
most
got
prepared?
to point at them and just pick right now, you get to sit.
I mean, I think
Everybody's done. Fighting's over. Who sits on it?
I think the front runner is Jon Snow.
Really?
But
you
Wow.
you would want him. He would be your number one.
I mean, he would be my number one, but I think he's also too predictable.
I think he's a soldier. I don't think he's a ruler. It's the same as Robert.
Yep.
That's why I think Danny.
That's why I'm going with Danny too.
The
I think Danny
Okay, what about
should sit on it. Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
should, right?
Should.
So who are the other possibles?
I'm thinking that or
What's
Sansa,
Ooh. Okay.
because I think Sansa could be a really good ruler.
what are the chances that Gendry?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Whoa. Technically,
He's
he
still
is.
going.
Cuz he's
Yeah.
cuz he's Baratheon's.
Yeah.
I think he could.
He's
I don't
got
think he
blood,
should.
yeah, he's
I
But
don't think I don't think he deserves
So
it.
is
but,
he-
like,
If you're gonna keep going with the Baratheons here, he's the next in line.
he is the next in line. Technically, he would have been before Joffrey.
Yeah.
He should have.
but with
I
the
mean, Joffrey should've
yeah,
never-
and with
like,
the
he was never
Lannisters falling
Baratheon.
apart,
Yeah. So if we're going off of who's actually the rightful heir
The rightful heir is
from the last
is
king,
Gendry.
the last
right?
two king was
Is-
Gendry.
Gendry, yeah.
Gendry,
Whatever,
yes,
yeah.
not Gendry, Gendry.
But
Gendry was a baseball player at Luther. Never mind.
the other thing is the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. They say that when Jon is being introduced as Aegon Targaryen, he's like his real name.
Mhm.
They say that because Robert overthrew the last true king, so they don't believe that
So
Right.
technically, the true without like the true one is a Targaryen,
the true ruler of
Right.
Westeros right now should
but
be
the next
Game of
if
or
you're gonna
should
count
should
like
be Jon.
yeah, if you're gonna count like taking over, then it was Baratheon. Well, the next Baratheon is Gendry.
Yeah, that should be right. So
Yeah,
So that was who we think should. I think Danny or Sansa. You think Danny, and what do you think, Connor?
I think John.
I think Jon. Okay. I think he'd be a good ruler.
Yeah.
I mean, he wouldn't be a bad one. He just.
I mean he does what he thinks is right. and
I
you
just
can't
don't
blame
think
him.
he would make as much change.
No.
But who do we think will be? Is what the question that I originally posed was. Who sits on the Iron Throne at the end? As much as we don't want it to happen, who do you think sits? And I feel like I know Whittams.
Nobody.
Yeah. You
It's
think
gonna be it's gonna be all the dust that Danny saw in season 2.
You think it's gonna be just?
Not dust, snow.
You think
It was not ash. It was snow.
So the idea is Night King wins.
That's what I think. I mean, I've thought that for over a year now, I guess. Since season 7 came out, and after watching that, I'm like, this is it. Everybody's doomed.
Fair enough.
I mean,
What about you, Connor?
Uh,
Who do you think will?
I think John will.
Okay. I mean,
yeah.
that's what I want.
Any bold way of how he's gonna go about it.
I think he just defeats the Night King, and then they kind of just
They pick him.
he's the king of the North, and now he's
Is Danny still alive?
for that to happen. No,
See, I'd agree with that.
Well, he's not the king of the North anymore. Technically, he bent the knee.
Bent the knee.
well he did bend the knee. You're
So-
right, but he was, and now he's.
I think if they're
I
both-
think
yeah.
the people see him as a ruler, and therefore he's kind of been one that's like been pushed to those
Mhm.
positions, and he's gonna, since Danny's not there anymore, he's gonna feel like he has to.
Yeah.
When you picture him killing the Night King, I'm assuming you do.
Yeah.
How do you picture it? What's like the sequence of events? Like, what happens? Because I'm picturing a sweet moment.
Oh, it's
I'm picturing him jumping off the back of Rhaegal.
Right.
Right on,
jumping off, yeah.
while
jumping
he's
off the
like
dragon. Midair,
flying next
slow-mo.
to so he just like flies off with long claw, just like
Oh my God.
swipes the Night King's head off.
You don't
and
think
then
there's
he-
gonna be like a 10-minute just one-on-one sword fight on the ground?
I don't know about a sword fight.
Man, that'd be crazy.
Does the Night King have a sword?
So you're a sword fight. He's got like a big like
It's a
scythe
like
staff.
how
type
It's
like
a
how
thing.
staff thing.
like how John and the White Walker with the long hair, like in the tent at Hardhome.
Yeah.
How that was kind of an intense like one-on-one.
Yeah.
And then he wins. Boom.
He's like, "Whoa, what? My sword can do that. I gotta stand here and
That like cool
do
noise
this
like
weird, do this weird pose."
What if
He's gotta cut him
Sam?
and do the weird pose and like look around. Like, did anybody see that?
What,
Yep,
what
the
is
Night King saw it.
This is just a random question, kind of off what we were just talking about.
Sure.
What is Sam's role?
True. I don't
In
know.
this-
Why have we not
this-
talked about him yet?
See,
this-
Sam,
He's
I
gonna
think
reveal so much.
yeah, he's gonna be the guy that
Like-
he's gonna be like Bran's voice and like helping him explain what all this history means.
That's right. Bran forgot. He forgot how to talk to people.
Yeah.
So Sam is gonna be the one to like translate and speak English.
I don't want it to end like Lord of the Rings though, and have like you know how Lord of the Rings ended. It's like, it ends by like the main one of the sidekick of the main character writing the story of what happened and then closing the book.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen because he takes a lot of inspiration from Lord of the Rings. I don't want Samwell to I don't want it to end like that.
Right.
So
It won't.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But I think his role is just simply to be John's advisor and also Bran's voice.
I mean, he's John's best friend.
Yeah.
So you know they're gonna be tight. They're gonna be tight this episode. Or this season, I guess. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean,
A lot to look forward to say
Oh
the
my
least.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to just. Well, how many days we got left? You know, you got a tracker? I don't know.
Well, it's 3 Sundays from now. So.
Beast. Let's do it. Okay,
what,
I'm gonna be honest, dude. That weekend
3
is gonna
days?
be Masters weekend.
15 days.
If Tiger wins the Masters, I'm gonna have to suddenly just recover, and then like from the joy and all the tears that I had shed of Tiger winning the Masters, and then
there you go.
2 hours
here
later,
first.
I'm watching the premiere of Game of Thrones, and then next weekend of Game of Thrones, just a normal episode for me. The next weekend after that, I'm seeing Avengers Endgame that Thursday, and then I'm watching the Battle of Winterfell on that Sunday. What a whirlwind of 2 weeks,
What a whirlwind.
dude!
Wow.
I'm not gonna be mentally ready for that, especially the Masters weekend. That's
lot.
gonna be tough. That's gonna be real
A lot
tough.
to digest.
Yeah.
But
Well, 15 days till the premiere episode of season 8 of Game of Thrones.
15 days. Wow,
Oh
nice.
my god.
I
Seems
can't.
I can't
like
believe
it's
it's almost
been-
here, honestly.
I know,
It's-
honestly, 15
man, We've
days?
been waiting for what, 4 years?
Hour and a half is, or no, a month, or wow, I can't talk. A year and a half, wow,
Yep.
is how long we've waited since season 7.
Yeah.
So this is what I've seen too. First 2 episodes are 60 minutes. The last 4 roughly 80.
Yeah,
That's what you guys have
yeah,
seen too.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
First
like
2,
fluctuating a bit,
Typical hour long, regular. Maybe a
little bit shorter.
longer.
Yeah, about
a
55
little shorter than
minutes.
60.
guess.
Yeah, which is a normal HBO episode.
Normal episode. But
Still mad that
Last
Westworld gets
4
more, but
last 4 we're watching movies.
we're watching a movie every Sunday night.
Watching a movie. 4
And-
weeks.
You better believe, people, that we're going to be watching this together and making sure we are on the same page of what's going on.
Absolutely.
So,
Podcast to follow.
That's right.
So,
Follow up episodes after each one. Follow up podcast episodes after each Game of Thrones episode. So,
to the people.
For the people.
Thanks for taking this journey with us. We look forward to providing our expertise on each episode over these next couple of months while we take the journey together at the end of season 8. But we'll see you next time. Valar Morghulis.
Valor Doharis. Thank you. Thank you very much.